Hey, welcome to the world's first salad bar.
Just don't ask how they make their croutons!
1, 2, 3, 4! Grandpa studied dino bones. Sam and Allie loved just what he did. Oh, they really dug his work. Hunting on the internet for all the dino stories they could get. Oh, they really dug their work. Allie and Sam thought of a plan, got a show on a cable station about dinosaur digs, what scientists think, and piecing it together. Bonehead, detectives of the paleo world. Bonehead, detectives of the paleo world.
Ew! Lentil walnut burgers, that's disgusting.
Give me that cookbook. That's a delicious recipe.
Vegetarian? You mean the same Allie that had that lifelong love affair with baby back ribs?
Yeah, well, we're breaking up. Vegetarians rule, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. Here, listen to this message we got.
Hi, Allie. Great show. But why don't you give the vegetarian dinosaurs a little face time? Come on, Allie. Let's see some plant eaters for a change. Thanks, Allie. Peace.
Allie. What am I here, chopped liver?
So I have a fan. The point is, I'm not the only salad lover in history. Lots of dinosaurs are vegetarians, too.
Oh, I know, like Brontosaurus and the rest of the sauropods.
And they were the biggest dinosaurs in history.
Hey, I've been a Brontosaurus fan since I was in diapers watching the Flintstones.
Yeah, well, those network cartoons are fun. But on our show, we're going to show you how real sauropods live.
Ah, so basically the burning question of the day is, what was life like for those largest and in chargest animals that ever lived?
Sam, you read my mind.
Whoops, looks like we got here a little late. Sun's going down.
Well, you're the director. Take control. Speed things up.
All right, I hear you. It's Argentina, South America, about 100 million years ago.
Things look pretty quiet.
Yeah, a little too quiet. That makes me nervous.
Actually, there have been earthquakes in this area.
Huh? Great. Now we're gonna fall into a giant crack in the earth on our first day in Argentina.
Easy does it, Sam. I think it's just one of the locals out for a stroll.
Hey, there he goes.
And it looks to me like he has the munchies. Probably stepping out for an order of foliage.
If I were him, I'd supersize it.
I'm sure he will. The biggest sauropod ever was discovered just up the road from here. And there goes the guy who's digging it up.
That's Rodolfo Correa, one of the top boneheads in South America. He's on his way from the big city of Buenos Aires to the tiny town of Plaza Huincal. It was here that an incredible discovery was made by this guy with the axe.
That's Guillermo Arena. He loves two things, chopping wood and telling his dinosaur tale. He speaks Spanish, so I'll translate.
He says, I was tending the farm when I saw something white that caught my attention.
That's not you.
Yes, it is. It's my translating voice.
Amazing!
It looked round, like a ball. I tried to move it. It seemed to be the end of a bone, so I began to clear the earth from around it. I realized that I had found the leg bone of a skeleton. I was really surprised, and I took it to the museum. And that's it. What more can I say? I found something of really great value.
Looks like Korea's pretty stoked.
Well, he should be. That bone was the find of a lifetime. He called it Argentinosaurus huincalensis, after the town where it was found.
Argentina what? I mean, a perfect name for that guy would have been Enormosaurus, or better, Tremendosaurus.
Well, it's a little too late to change his name, but we can get a better idea of where these big guys fit in the big picture.
Oh yeah, that means it's timeline time. Okay, let's take a look back over 200 million years ago and head straight for the age of the dinosaurs, the world-famous Mesozoic era. Your vegetarian pals have always been on the big side, Allie. Back in the Triassic period, the first monster plant eaters started strutting their stuff, but the biggest one was only a measly 40 feet long. By the end of the Jurassic, sauropods measured over 50 feet, and they kept on growing. By the end of the Cretaceous, giants like Seismosaurus and Argentinosaurus were over 100 feet long. Definitely the biggest earth shakers ever.
And this guy's running for cover.
So 65 million years later, Argentinosaurus is back on the scene.
That huge boulder that Korea is digging up just might contain a single vertebrae from the backbone of Argentinosaurus. They have to dig around the fossil so they can protect it from damage.
And when they get it out of the ground, it's going to be even more work separating the stone from the bone.
But at least the lab has comfy chairs. Now, to get an idea of how big this sauropod was, let's go back to back with Argentinosaurus. That little bone on top is from a human spine.
What's it sitting on?
That's the same bone from Korea's big find.
Man, I'm sure glad I wasn't a chiropractor back then.
Each of these vertebrae was about as big as you are, Sam. About 5 feet.
Hey, I'm 5'3".
Whatever. Korea has found 7 of these vertebrae so far, out of a total of maybe 60. He estimates that each Argentinosaurus was about 130 feet long. That's like 3 school buses lined up end to end.
To end to end.
Exactly. Now here's Korea and his team with their bone in a boulder. Problem is, they have to get it out of this hole.
You know, I realize Korea's a professional, but wouldn't a crane do the job here? A crane on the back of a truck? You know, pop it right out of there?
You mean like this one?
Sure, that looks like a quality crane.
It's taken this crew 3 days of hard work to dig up their rock. Now they've got to get it back to the lab, and it might be months before they can see exactly what's in there.
Man, paleontology sure looks a lot like construction work.
It's more like reconstruction work, Sammy, and it's probably going to take Rodolfo Correa his whole life to put this sauropod together.
And that's if he's lucky. He's already planning for his kids to follow in his fossil footsteps.
Now that's what I call a great Korea opportunity.